If you're over 60 and your energy is crashing, your performance in the bedroom isn't what it used to be, and you're starting to wonder if your best days are behind you, listen carefully. What I'm about to share may shock you, but it could also change everything. 3 simple nuts, yes, ordinary nuts, could hold the key to restoring your energy, reigniting your vitality, and giving you the kind of blood flow and sexual performance you haven't felt in years. Not pills, not powders, just natural, real foods that target the exact systems aging tries to slow down. I'm Shi Heng. I've spent over 2 decades helping men restore their strength, their confidence, and their masculinity. I can tell you right now, aging doesn't mean giving up. It means getting smarter about how you fuel your body. Most men don't know this, but these 3 nuts support better circulation, harder erections, and stronger hormone levels, all by working with your biology, not against it. In this video, I'll show you how they work, why they're more powerful when used together, the #1 mistake older men make that sabotages their results, and the simple daily routine that could help you feel like yourself again, fast. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that button and turn on the bell. That way, you won't miss any future videos designed to help men over 60 feel stronger, more energized, and more confident every day. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me create content that truly supports your health and vitality. Now, let's get into it, starting with the first powerhouse nut that no man over 60 should ignore. This one plays a critical role in restoring blood flow, boosting circulation, and setting the foundation for stronger, longer-lasting performance. Let's talk about the nut that's earned the title, the Circulation King. Nut 1. Walnuts, the Circulation King. I still remember a student of mine, Tom, 68 years old, who came to me looking defeated. He said, "Shi Heng, it's like my body just doesn't respond anymore. I want to be with my wife, but it's not working the way it used to." I hear that far more often than you'd think. In Tom's case, just like many others, the issue wasn't just desire, it was blood flow. That's why the very first nut we need to talk about is the humble walnut. It might not look like much, but it's one of the most powerful foods you can eat to support circulation. If your circulation isn't strong, everything else falls apart. Erections, energy, mental clarity. It all begins and ends with blood flow. Walnuts are packed with L-arginine, an amino acid that helps produce nitric oxide in the body. Nitric oxide is the gas that relaxes your blood vessels and allows blood to move more freely. When you're younger, your body produces plenty of it, but after 60, levels drop fast. That's where walnuts come in. They help restore that natural function, keeping your vessels open, flexible, and responsive. They're also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and improve cardiovascular health, 2 things that matter deeply to any man looking to perform at his best. I've had men tell me that after adding a small handful of walnuts each evening, their energy returned in just a couple of weeks. They were waking up with better morning erections, feeling sharper, and even had more stamina during the day. It's not a miracle, it's biology working the way it's supposed to once you give it the right support. The beautiful thing is, walnuts are easy to incorporate. No pills, no prescriptions, just a natural tool your body actually recognizes and knows how to use. So, if you've been feeling sluggish, if your erections haven't been as firm, or if your overall drive feels like it's been running low, this one change alone might start to turn things around. But walnuts are only one part of the equation, because the next nut we're about to uncover doesn't just support blood flow, it directly boosts erection strength and staying power in a way that's actually been proven in clinical studies. You won't want to miss this. If you're still here and these insights are speaking to you, go ahead and comment the #1 below, just so I know you're still with me and this message is reaching the right men. Now, let's keep going and dive into the second powerful nut that could help restore your strength and confidence. Nut 2. Pistachios, the erection booster. A few years ago, I had a student named Richard. He was 72, healthy overall, but quietly frustrated. "It's like I'm there mentally," he told me, "but physically, my body isn't showing up." He had tried the pills, but they left him feeling off, lightheaded, flushed, and frankly, embarrassed. What he wanted was a natural solution, something that worked with his body, not against it. That's when I introduced him to pistachios. Most people think of pistachios as just a snack food, but what they don't know is that pistachios are one of the few foods clinically shown to improve erectile function naturally. In fact, in a fascinating study out of Turkey, men who added pistachios to their daily diet for just 3 weeks experienced significant improvements in erection firmness, duration, and overall sexual satisfaction. No medications, no tricks, just real food with real impact. Pistachios are rich in arginine, much like walnuts, which helps the body increase nitric oxide production. That means better blood flow, especially to the areas where you need it most. But what sets pistachios apart is their combination of antioxidants, healthy fats, and plant sterols, nutrients that support vascular health, reduce inflammation, and even lower bad cholesterol levels. All of this adds up to one thing: better performance with more confidence and less frustration. When Richard added a small handful of pistachios to his day, right after lunch usually, he started noticing changes within 2 weeks. He had stronger morning erections, more spontaneous desire, and best of all, a sense that his body was finally responding again. He told me, "It's like something clicked, like my system just turned back on." If you've been feeling disconnected from your physical self, or if performance anxiety has crept into the picture, pistachios may be the quiet solution you've been overlooking. They're affordable, easy to find, and surprisingly powerful. But what if I told you there's one more nut that doesn't just help with blood flow or erection strength, but actually supports your hormone levels from the inside out? It's a game changer for testosterone, energy, and even prostate health. This next one may be the most important of them all. Let's talk about it. Nut 3, Brazil nuts, the hormone restorer. Let me tell you about Gary. He was 66, sharp-minded, active, and still very much in love with his wife. But something felt off. He told me, "I just don't feel like myself. My energy is not there. I'm not as interested in sex. It's like my body is slowing down, even though I'm trying to fight it." He was doing all the right things, walking daily, eating clean, but something deeper was out of balance. That's when I asked about selenium. He looked at me confused. Like most men, he had never even heard of it. That's where Brazil nuts come in. These are not your everyday snack. Brazil nuts are loaded with selenium, one of the most powerful but overlooked minerals for men's health. Just 1 or 2 a day can dramatically support testosterone production, improve sperm health, and even protect the prostate. The problem is, selenium isn't something your body produces. It depends entirely on what you eat, and the older you get, the more critical it becomes. When Gary started eating just 1 Brazil nut each morning, things began to change. Slowly at first. Better mood, less brain fog, more drive. But by the end of the first month, he noticed something else. His libido was back. He wasn't forcing it. It was natural, like his body had been waiting for permission to feel like a man again. The beauty of Brazil nuts is their simplicity. You don't need handfuls. In fact, too much can cause more harm than good. But that single nut a day becomes a kind of hormonal insurance, keeping your testosterone in check, your energy stable, and your performance ready. If you've been feeling like your spark is dimming, like you're tired for no reason, or your desire just isn't there anymore, this one nut could be the quiet reset your body's been waiting for. Now, What happens when you combine all three of these nuts, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, into one simple daily routine? The answer might surprise you because it's not just about the nutrients. They actually work together in a way that supercharges their individual benefits. Let's explore why that combination matters more than most men realize. If you're still watching and finding this information valuable, type the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're here and engaged. Now let's keep going and explore point number 4. This is where things really start to come together. 4. Why these 3 nuts work better together. One thing I've learned after decades of working with men is this: the body doesn't heal in isolation. It thrives on synergy, on the right pieces working together, not just separately. That's exactly what happens when you bring walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts into one daily routine. Each nut on its own offers incredible benefits, but when combined, they do something remarkable. They support and amplify one another in a way your body truly feels. Let me share a story that stayed with me. A student named Dan, 71, had tried each nut at different points over the years, but without much consistency. He'd snack on pistachios for a while, then forget about them. A few months later, he'd read about walnuts and try those. It was always hit or miss. He came to me saying, "Shi Heng, I've tried all this stuff, but I don't feel different." So, I asked him to try something different. Not just to eat the nuts, but to commit to all 3 together every single day for 21 days. What happened after those 3 weeks was incredible. Dan came back and said, "I don't know what's going on, but I've got more energy in the morning. I feel lighter, and my wife noticed I'm more present." That last word stuck with me. Presence. Because that's what this combination gives you. Not just physical improvements, but a renewed sense of being fully alive in your body again. The walnut supports blood flow, opening the pathways that keep your heart, brain, and erection strong. The pistachio builds on that foundation, improving erection quality and staying power. The Brazil nut silently restores your hormonal engine, giving you the edge from the inside out. It's a full circle approach that covers the 3 most common challenges men face after 60: drive, energy, and performance. Here's the best part. This doesn't require major changes to your life. It's a 5-minute daily habit with powerful returns. But of course, even the best plan can be sabotaged by one common mistake. It's something I see far too often, and it could quietly cancel out all your progress without you realizing it. Let me show you what DPA is and how to avoid it. 5. The number 1 mistake most men make. One of the hardest parts of my work isn't diagnosing problems. It's helping men see that they've quietly given up. Not in a dramatic way, not all at once, but slowly, over time. It usually starts with a shrug, a little less energy, a little less drive, maybe a few awkward moments in the bedroom. Instead of asking why or looking for solutions, most men brush it off with, "I guess this is just part of getting older." That mindset, right there, that quiet resignation, is the biggest mistake I see. It's not what your body is doing that hurts you most. It's what you're no longer doing in response. Waiting, ignoring, assuming nothing will change. That's what slowly steals your vitality, not age itself. I remember talking to a man named Bill. He was 69, retired and still full of humor. But there was a heaviness in his voice when he said, "I just figured this was my new normal." That broke my heart, because I knew it wasn't true. Bill didn't need a miracle. He didn't need to go back 30 years. He just needed a small shift in how he approached his health, a willingness to stop writing himself off. So, I encouraged him to do one simple thing. Start. Start the nuts. Start walking again. Start believing that progress was still possible. Within a few weeks, the man who thought he was fading out started feeling like himself again, sharper, more alive, and deeply connected to his body. The mistake isn't in aging. The mistake is in assuming aging means surrender. It doesn't. Not if you stay curious, take action, and give your body what it needs to function the way it was designed to. That brings us to the final piece of this journey, the one that makes it easy to take everything you've learned and turn it into a simple, sustainable daily habit. No confusion, no guesswork, just a clear path you can follow each day to feel stronger, more energetic, and fully alive again. Let's walk through it together. 6. Your daily vitality routine. I've had so many men come to me overwhelmed by all the health advice out there. Supplements stacked on their kitchen counters, books half read, advice from friends, doctors, the internet, all pulling them in different directions. I always tell them the same thing: lasting change doesn't come from doing more, it comes from doing the right things consistently. That's why I designed this daily routine to be simple, sustainable, and deeply effective. It doesn't require a gym membership, a complicated meal plan, or a dozen pills. Just a few intentional choices, done every day, that work together to rebuild what age has tried to wear down. Here's what I recommend. Start your morning with a Brazil nut, just one. It's small, easy to remember, and delivers a powerful dose of selenium to support your testosterone and protect your prostate. Many of my students keep a little jar in their bathroom. One nut, right after brushing their teeth. No excuses, no forgetting. Midday, grab a handful of unsalted pistachios, especially if you've been feeling a drop in energy in the afternoon. They'll help steady your blood sugar, improve circulation, and give your body the nutrients it needs to boost erection strength and endurance. Plus, they make a great snack. Then, in the evening, about an hour before bed, reach for a small handful of walnuts. This not only supports overnight blood flow repair, but also calms inflammation and helps prepare your body for rest and recovery. Think of it as fuel for your body while you sleep. That's it. 3 small steps, repeated daily. Yet, I've seen these simple choices radically shift the lives of men who thought their best days were behind them. They gained energy, confidence, and intimacy not by chasing perfection, but by honoring their body with the right fuel at the right time. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something even more important, a message that cuts deeper than nutrition or routine. Because behind every physical transformation is a mental one, and what I'm about to share in the closing moments could very well be the belief shift that changes how you live the rest of your life. Stay with me. 7. Conclusion. If you've made it this far, I want to take a moment to speak to you, not as a master behind a desk, but as someone who's listened to hundreds of men just like you. Men who felt their strength slipping, their energy fading, and their confidence quietly drifting away. Men who have loved deeply, worked hard, provided for others, and suddenly found themselves asking, "What about me? Where did I go?" That question is more common than you think, and it's not a weakness to ask it. It's a sign that you still care, that you still want to feel alive, wanted, strong. The truth is, you can. You've now learned about 3 simple, powerful foods: walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts. Walnuts to open up your blood flow and keep your circulation strong. Pistachios to bring power back to your performance and support natural, lasting erections. Brazil nuts to quietly restore your hormone balance and protect your prostate with nothing more than 1 small daily dose. Separately, each one has the ability to make a difference, but together, they work in harmony, supporting your heart, your hormones, and your manhood. That's not hype, that's biology. That's how the body works when we stop fighting it and start fueling it the way nature intended. The key now is consistency. A Brazil nut in the morning, a handful of pistachios midday, a few walnuts before bed. These aren't just snacks, they're statements. They say, I'm not done, I still have more to give, and I deserve to feel strong in my body. Because the real transformation isn't just in how you feel physically, it's in how you start to carry yourself again, more upright, more engaged, more connected to the people you love. I've seen it happen too many times to doubt it. I've seen the spark come back, the shoulders lift, the smile return, the relationships deepen, not because of some magic cure, but because a man chose to believe his life wasn't over, just because a calendar said he was past 60. So, if today's message stirred something in you, if even one part of this spoke to that part of you that's been quiet for too long, then I invite you to begin. Start today. Small, consistent steps. Fuel your body, reclaim your strength, and remind yourself and the world that your best years didn't end. They just got started. You still have time. You still have power. You still have a man worth fighting for. Let's keep him strong. The video by Shi Heng about the power of 3 simple nuts, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, offers more than just dietary advice. It's a profound call to reclaim vitality and embrace intentional living. Watching it, I felt a mix of hope and empowerment, as it challenges the narrative that aging equates to decline. Shi Heng's approach, rooted in simplicity and biology, resonates deeply because it strips away the complexity of modern health fads. The stories of Tom, Richard, Gary, and Dan, all men over 60, hit home. Their struggles, fading energy, diminished performance, and quiet resignation mirror what many face as they age. Yet their transformations through small, consistent actions sparked inspiration. It's not about chasing youth, but about honoring the body we have now. The first lesson I drew is the power of small, intentional habits. Shi Heng emphasizes that a single Brazil nut, a handful of pistachios, and a few walnuts daily can transform energy, circulation, and hormone health. This simplicity is liberating. In my own life, I've often been overwhelmed by endless health advice, diets, supplements, and routines that feel unsustainable. The idea of focusing on just 3 nuts, each with a specific purpose, feels achievable. It's a reminder that progress doesn't require grand gestures. I can apply this by starting small, perhaps adding these nuts to my daily meals and building consistency before tackling bigger goals. Another takeaway is the synergy of combined efforts. Shi Heng explains how these nuts work better together, amplifying each other's benefits. This concept extends beyond nutrition. In life, combining small habits like eating well, moving daily, and practicing mindfulness creates a compounding effect. I've noticed this in my own routine. When I pair a morning walk with a moment of gratitude, my day feels more grounded. This lesson pushes me to think holistically, ensuring my actions complement each other to maximize impact. The video also confronts the mindset of surrender, which Shi Heng identifies as the biggest mistake men make. The stories of men who assumed their struggles were just part of getting older struck a chord. I've caught myself falling into this trap, dismissing fatigue or low motivation as inevitable. Shi Heng's call to reject resignation is a wake-up call. It's not age that limits us, it's inaction. I can apply this by staying curious and proactive, whether it's trying new foods, seeking knowledge, or addressing small health issues before they grow. The emphasis on presence, feeling fully alive in one's body, left a lasting impression. Dan's story, where he felt more present after committing to the routine, made me reflect on how often I'm disconnected from my own body. Whether it's stress, distraction, or routine, I sometimes go through days on autopilot. Shi Heng's routine offers a practical way to reconnect. A Brazil nut in the morning, pistachios at lunch, walnuts at night. These acts, though small, are intentional. grounding me in the present. I plan to adopt this routine, not just for physical benefits, but to cultivate mindfulness in daily choices. Finally, the video's deeper message about self-worth moved me. Shi Heng's closing words, addressing men who feel they've lost themselves, reminded me that caring for my health is an act of self-respect. It's a declaration that I'm not done, that I deserve to feel strong. This mindset shift is something I'll carry forward, prioritizing my well-being not out of vanity, but as a commitment to living fully. If this message has stirred something in you, if it's reminded you that your health and vitality are still within reach, I invite you to take action today. Start with these 3 nuts. Embrace the small steps and reclaim the strength you deserve. If this video inspired you, please like it to help it reach more men who need this guidance. Share it with a friend, brother, or father. You never know whose life you might change. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos packed with tools to thrive. And in the comments, tell me what resonated with you, or just type, "I'm starting today." Your voice matters, and together we can keep this mission alive. Thank you for watching, and let's keep fighting for the man you are.